You will be happy to know, especially on a day after some figures came out of the Episcopal Church Center that were not very encouraging about the decline of the denomination, which a lot of denominations are in decline. But I will tell you that our diocese is growing slightly, but growing. We like the trajectory. But a third of our congregations are responsible for that growth. A third of our congregations, that's over 60 parishes, are growing, some by leaps and bounds. And that also has to do with what you do, what we do as a diocese. It's your assessment money that is responsible for careful, thorough, appropriate, skills matching, Spirit-filled deployment. It's your assessment money that enables us to have congregational developers that go out. They're rarely in the office because they're in your churches, going out, running workshops, meeting vestries, and doing the work to help resource you to be a part of that growing third. And oh yes, congregational support plan. The figures for congregational support plan churches are also very positive. Not everyone, of course. But one of the things, what we do collectively in terms of assessment and our budget and our diocese and the decisions we make is part of it. Leadership is everything. But also, we are thinking that there might be something else that we could learn from. So we are going around in an informal way. It isn't a great scientific study, but we think that as we go around to these churches that are growing, there's something that we can all learn from them. Sure, demographics is part of it because, there's some areas that are just growing a lot in population, but there's a lot of growth in churches where there's not a lot of growth in population. So what is it that we can learn? One of the things that seems to be indicated in the churches we have visited so far is very relevant to today and to what we're talking about, is because we are finding in these places a sense of radical welcome focused on the spiritual needs and gifts of the newcomer instead of what we need from them. So stay tuned. I hope next year we will be able to have some kind of report or presentation on the kinds of things, like the 6 points of successful congregations or something like that, because it gives us all food for thought and enables us all to learn from one another. This has been a year of transition in another way. As many of you already know, we have closed the Region 2 office at Zion Dobbs Ferry. Zion will still be the regional center. The activities for the Region 2 that always took place at Zion will continue to take place there, but we've moved our operations down here. I am joined by the indispensable, incomparable Lila Botero. Yes! And Richard McKeon is now called as the rector of Messiah Rhinebeck. So he had been working mostly for the church, but part-time for me in terms of coordination of visitation material and things like that. Lauren Salmonen, who's familiar to all of you as our Carpenter's Kids coordinator, has taken on that piece as well. And so we're very happy to have her joining us part-time, second floor, diocesan house, what I refer to as the West Wing. Finally, on a more personal note, Bishop Sisk has made his announcement this morning calling for a coadjutor. We have worked as a team. I want to tell you what a great grace and pleasure it is to be working with a bishop like Bishop Sisk. a man of such goodness and integrity and deep spirituality, and we also have a lot of fun. But we have always worked as a team, and we said goodbye to Bishop Taylor some time ago. So it's actually been, it's been hard these couple of, almost 2 years, I guess a year and a half. And it's hard because we have to say more no's to you because we can only be stretched so thin. But we are very happy to have Bishop Smith joining us now as part of the team. Yes, go ahead. That beautiful sermon today. He's got his running shoes on. He's joining the race that we share together. And we want to also thank all the bishops who have pitch hit for us in the meantime, most notably Herbert Donovan. Have you ever seen a bishop that flunked retirement so badly as Herbert Donovan? In October, he made 5 visitations. That doesn't sound like retirement to me. Anyway, thank you. Thank you. And because of the bishop calling for the election of a coadjutor, and because we have worked as a team, and because the shape of the team is beginning to change, I need to let you know at this time that I plan to retire effective January 1st, 2012. It's a hard decision to make, I have to say. Coming up the aisle and seeing all your beloved faces, you know, there's a moment that you're thinking, what are you doing? But the time has really come. And though Bishop Sisk will be here for an indeterminate period of time, I will not. But I will be leaving as you will be welcoming another bishop to the race. So there's a couple of things I want to say to you about that, because I was thinking of Jesus' words in John that are quoted in Prayer D. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. Well, my heart is with you to the end and even beyond. This is a great diocese. You are a wonderful group of people, and I love you dearly, and that love will never change. But I also want to say that I will be here until I'm gone. I am not going to retire by degrees. So expect me to be just as fully involved as I always have been in this year plus that I have left. And I also want to tell you that on January 27th, 2011, I will celebrate 15 years as Bishop Suffragan of New York. Thank you. And I want to tell you, I want to have a service, but I decided to have mercy on all of you and on me too. You remember that day in January, 15 years ago. It was very cold in this cathedral, although the spirits were very warm. But we're going to celebrate May 14th. May 14th here in the cathedral at 10:30. Mark your calendars. You will hear more about it. But I hope you can all be here. So, God bless and thank you.